How are you all? All right, thank you. Once again, we thank each and every one of you individually and all of you together collectively for the opportunity to interact this way with all of you. It is a great gift to us. We will begin this transmission with what we have titled the Council of 13 and the Crystal Skulls. Now, we know there has been much speculation, much mystery surrounding the idea of these crystal skulls that exist on your planet. And to some degree, that is part of the point. Mystery. They are keyed. The genuine skulls, the original skulls, the ancient skulls are keyed to the very idea of opening the doors to mystery, of exploring the unknown. They act, in a sense, as transceivers, translation objects to bring higher frequency energies from other realms down into your realm and are translated through those that interact with them through the filters of your belief systems in certain ways, but generally speaking, put you in touch with many mysteries that lie in the unknown, in other dimensions, other realities, other civilizations, even other levels of your own consciousness. They are kind of a simulacrum, a stand-in for a blank person to allow that blank person, that skull, to take on whatever form of information is important and necessary for those who are dedicated to utilizing them as permission slips to access other layers of their own consciousness, other levels of dimensional consciousness. So they can shapeshift in a way to bring forth feelings, sounds, images, other forms of sensation that will pattern themselves, arrange themselves in whatever way, shape, or form is germane for the person utilizing that particular skull. Now, the original master skull has not been found. The original master skull was created some 11,000 of your years ago in an Atlantean province that you now know on your planet as the area called Guatemala. But that skull was copied, and in copying it, allowed the configuration of the original master skull, the energy of that skull, to be duplicated so that it can be carried around to different places. The master skull never leaves its origin point, but its representative can be taken around to imbue other areas with its frequency. The skull you see before you today, that which you have called the Mitchell-Hedges skull, is the duplicate of the master skull. This then allows you to tap into the vibration of the original Atlantean master skull, even though the skull physically itself is not present with you and has not yet, as we said, been discovered, but will one day be uncovered. For now, you have this skull as the initial duplicate that allows you to tap into the origins of this as it was created and as it was utilized by a council of 13 in Atlantean times that spread around the planet over time, taking with them, sharing this vibration, sharing this skull, traveling to and fro around your planet. And in each place that they decided to dedicate that vibration, to honor that connection point to the stars, to other dimensions, to their consciousness, and set up a kind of school or training facility to teach those who wish to get in touch with those aspects to do so, they would create a skull, a new skull in that place, imbue it with the energy of the duplicate skull, the copying skull, for that purpose. So each new location would have that vibration to tap into, all of which then form a net, a web, back to the original Atlantean master skull. This then is the key skull that allows you to create the vibration in any other skull of the Atlantean master skull. So any skull you may have that is brought within about a 3-foot radius of this skull will take on, after about 15 minutes, the vibrational pattern of the duplicate skull that mirrors the original master Atlantean skull. Thus, then, when you take that new skull with you, anywhere you go, and set up any kind of a permission slip ritual for yourself to tap into those other levels of consciousness, be they earthbound, be they starbound, you will then be able to set up that place, that location, be it your home or your center or your school or whatever you wish, with a simulacrum of that frequency to allow it to gently and slowly imbue that area with that energy, again allowing that web to be formed once again around your planet as it was in ancient times, forming connections and bonds between like-minded individuals who choose to operate and learn to operate on those frequencies. The original Council of 13 were the original ones that carried and shared the duplicate skull to different places in the North, Central, South Americas, as you call them, in Europe and Africa and Asia, as you call it, and even into Antarctica. So the idea is that there is always a center, or at least there used to be, around your planet that carried that frequency using the key skull, the duplicating skull, the copying skull, that always allows those to go back to the master Atlantean skull. It has faded over time for a variety of reasons because of different changes taking place on your planet in your collective energy and so on and so forth, but it can be rewoven again like an energetic tapestry, as we have said, by allowing other skulls where they were created with the intention of tapping into the self, tapping into the unknown, tapping into the great mysteries of creation. Wherever that intention resides in any of the permission slip skulls you may have created later, and bring them into proximity in the energetic field of this duplicating skull, taking it with you will begin to reweave that tapestry around the planet. Now, the original council would also use this in a variety of ways by allowing it to be in proximity when sleeping, when in repose, when relaxing, when meditating. It has the ability to help facilitate and accelerate the idea of out-of-body experiences as well. It has the ability, again, to allow you to open up to the idea of the channeling state as well. It has the ability to allow you to help yourselves facilitate communication with other beings and other consciousnesses and other dimensions, other civilizations among the stars, and deeply within your own consciousness, other aspects of your own personality, to bring them to the forefront, to allow yourself to integrate all these different aspects of your own personality, using the skulls that you imbue with this energy, again, as a kind of blank person, a clean slate, but in imposing upon that slate your own ideas and understandings and belief systems, allowing the skull to help you adjust and bring into alignment those things and reflect them back to you in a way that will help you align those aspects within your own personality construct so as to be more in alignment with your higher mind and with your spirit and with your soul and with your oversoul and with all that is. You can use it that way to bring things into alignment, for the skull will show you very clearly and amplify and magnify what is out of alignment with you, to show you what needs to be brought back into alignment if you wish to use it that way as well. So it was used for clarifying, aligning, centering, and when that part of the experience and that part of the relationship with the skull was brought back into alignment, was completed, Then you can accelerate forward using it for the other reasons that we said about projecting astrally and connecting to other kinds of consciousness in the cosmos. The idea first and foremost, though, is to go through the ritual of alignment and let it help you ascertain that alignment for yourself so that you can accelerate and can proceed much more quickly in the other direction, going into the more esoteric realms of the great mystery of the cosmos. Is this making some sense to you? So, it acts as an unlocking key. It acts as a template for you to fashion your present personality on and let the skull show you how to realign your personality to be something more in alignment with your higher mind. You can begin to use it this way, and as I said, if you bring your own skulls within a 3-foot radius of it for 15 minutes and take that with you, it will be imbued with that particular vibration that leads back to the Atlantean Master Skull. We can, through the course of our sharing this day of your time, answer and address any other questions you might have about this particular skull or the ideas in general of the Master Skull and the Council of 13 if you wish, but it is up to you. We will open the door to those kinds of questions on this day and whatever other kinds of ideas and issues you wish to discuss with us as well. But pay attention to the fact that because this duplicating skull is within proximity to the electromagnetic field that is coming through the channel's body, and in proximity to all of you within the room, even though you might be beyond 3 feet, you will find that it's going to allow you to transmit through it to your higher mind a very different kind of communication than you usually transmit through us to your higher mind. In a sense, we are going to be working in tandem with each other in order to access a higher dimension for you, allowing you a better understanding of how to connect to your higher mind that may reveal itself very strongly in your dream time over the next 3 days. So watch for those dreams that are very revealing. You may encounter spirits, you may have conversations, you may encounter other beings in the dream time, but it will start to open portals and doorways for you. Do not be afraid. This is designed to lead you into the mystery of the unknown, but I remind you that the only thing you will ever discover in the unknown is more of yourself. It may seem unfamiliar at first, but don't let that throw you. You will always discover in the unknown something that will benefit you and bring you into more of a deeper understanding of your true nature, your true selves. So be not afraid to dream those dreams and open those doors and invite in those who will be of great benefit to you, including other aspects of your own consciousness. Does that make sense to you? Yes. All right. So knowing this and moving forward, I ask you now, in return for allowing us to interact with you this way and the great gift you are giving to us, how may we now continue to be of service to you? Please begin with your questions and dialogue if you wish.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
So glad to talk to you today.
And you as well. But remember, today you are speaking to us.
Both of you, yes. Just to get something quickly out of the way, because last time I talked to you, you said to me that the next time we talked, I could ask you what our connection was specifically to Bashar. I don't know if the skull has something to say on that, but I wanted to know. I just wanted to know what my connection is to Bashar specifically.
You already know you are connected to the hybridization agenda, yes?
No.
You do now?
Yes.
You understand what we are referring to when we say that?
Yes.
So now that you know you are connected to it, what does that bring up within you?
Well, initially fear, but...
Why?
Just because of initial contacts I think I had made me very scared. But now I'm in a different spot. So yeah, it doesn't anymore.
All right. And so what do you wish to do with that knowledge? How do you wish to apply that knowledge in your life?
Well, I would like to know specifically what star systems that means then.
Well, there are many connections that many of you have to different star systems for a variety of reasons that propel you through the theme that you chose to explore in this life. Most of you have connections to the Sirius energy star systems.
Yes.
Most of you have connections to the Lyran and Pleiadian star systems. Many of you have connections to the Orion ancient star systems. A lot of you also have connections to the Arcturus vibration. Many of you have connections, as we said, to different hybrid civilizations. Many of you have connections to different parallel reality versions of yourselves. I guess you could count that as other civilizations as well. And the idea, of course, is that there are a few other kinds of civilizations and connections sprinkled into that we're not necessarily allowed to talk about yet.
Okay.
Unless you open a door.
Unless I open it. Okay. So Arcturus definitely rings a bell with me, and Sirius. Those are the two most main ones. So if... and there was, I remember, a being with very angel-like, like most of them, very bright and light, with 3 very long fingers. Can you give me any information about that particular group?
No.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, your skull king.
Are you sure? All right. One moment.
Sure.
I don't know that it will mean much to her, but we'll bring it through.
Okay.
There is a civilization, as you describe it, that call themselves the Onatayu. This is the connection that you're sensing in that image. They are kind of explorers. They're familiar with your civilization. They haven't been here that often. They check in now and then. They have a very long-range observation program of many different civilizations that are at a certain point in their evolution. They are particularly fascinated by the idea that Earth is becoming the 6th hybrid race. They're kind of in a position to consult on certain things about that evolutionary process. But we're not necessarily allowed to say exactly what that consultation contains yet, but we are allowed to say this much, that they are consulting with both the mantis beings, that many of you report in the idea of your encounters with the hybridization agenda. They consult with other beings about the idea of evolutionary processes going on in the universe. They are very, very intuitive and very strongly connected to the very idea of what DNA really is, of what evolution really is, and all the different forms that allow different forms of life to spread throughout the cosmos. They're kind of like, this is going to be misleading. But nevertheless, there may not be any other translation in your language. They're kind of like cedars, they're kind of like gardeners, but that's a very misleading term. In their consultation, they give certain kinds of energetic, vibrational formulae that have to do with igniting certain kinds of genetic, mutational, and evolutionary changes within the physical forms of life on different planets, so that if there is in any way, shape, or form an intention or indication of the life on a planet going in a certain direction of evolution, they will then attempt to add to that direction some momentum to make it a little bit of a straighter path for those beings to achieve the particular evolutionary expansion that they're heading toward. This is a very rarefied thing, and it doesn't really translate well into your language or into your culture.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, this is the best that we can do for the moment.
Okay. Fair enough.
You can just refer to them, if you wish, as the onata, to shorten it into your language a little bit more, because even what we gave you before is a shortened version of a very, 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 very long name.
Okay. Onata. Got it.
Because names to them are very different than what they are to you.
Yeah.
Names to them describe almost everything about the culture from its beginning to where it is now.
Okay.
In terms of who they are, what they do, where they are. It's literally like they're giving you an entire formula of who they are, their address, everything at all. If you were to say, hi, what's your name? I am this, I live here, I've done this, I've done that, this is who I will be, this is where I'm going,
Wow.
It's all given in one thing that is an energetic formula. It's very different from your reality.
How cool.
But that is what you have picked up on, because in the idea of your connection to the hybridization agenda,
Yes.
you have actually encountered them a couple of times as they were consulting with other beings that are involved in the hybridization agenda. You happen to notice them. And in so noticing them, you picked up a little bit of their vibration and brought it back with you, so that you have this idea of perceiving them to some degree, which is not common.
Cool.
Does this help you?
It does. It does. It gives me some clarity.
All right.
I just have another issue with synchronicity I'd like to discuss a little bit.
You have an issue with synchronicity?
Yes, because it's random for me. I think in some ways...
Isn't that a contradiction?
I suppose it is. It's not synchronicity, but meaning that it doesn't seem to put me on any path, okay? And I'll give you an
It's not intended to put you on a path. It's intended to reveal the path you've chosen to be on.
But it seems to be kind of... They're having a big joke with me sometimes, because I'll be thinking about my taxes, which I have to file.
Yes.
And on the radio, a song will come up with the exact line when I turn it on.
Yes.
Something about taxes.
Yes.
So this is what I'm trying to say is it? I mean, what is it trying to tell me? Anything or nothing?
It's not trying to tell you anything.
Okay.
It's revealing to you the vibrational state that you're in at the moment as a marker to show you where you are, and allow you to decide if you wish to continue in that direction or change it.
Like
They're
not pay your
road markers.
taxes.
Synchronicities are road markers that bring you information to allow you to decide how to use that information in your life. That's why synchronicity contains the idea of meaning for you. The idea of the so-called random occurrence that contains some specific personal meaning for you about where you are in your life at that particular moment gives you the opportunity to decide to continue in that direction or not.
But
it's a reinforcing reflection to show you where you are.
Okay, but it's not necessarily telling you something specific at that moment then. It's just saying, hey, you're on the right, you're doing...
It's saying this is where you are. Okay. Is this where you wish to be?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes?
Well,
is this the state you prefer to be in because this is where you are?
Okay, so switching it up maybe at that exact moment is the message.
Yes.
Potentially.
Yes.
Whatever that is.
It's a message that says, do you like the message you're receiving?
Yeah, right. So, yeah, and set yourself maybe in a state of love or something. For me, it always works when I start to channel love as opposed to any negative
So
thoughts.
the synchronicity reminds you that you may not always be in the state you prefer to and to get back into it. Therefore, that's the meaning.
Yeah.
If you use it that way, yes?
Yes.
Does that help?
Yes, it does.
All right.
That's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.